Is it better there? Okay. Got it.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 out there now. 15, yep.
You know, they are senior laden, by the way, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
StatelinerSports.com live.
From the brand new Phillipsburg High School Gymnasium on the campus of Phillipsburg High School in Lopatcong Township, New Jersey, StatelinerSports.com proudly presents Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Tonight, the Stateliners play host to their arch rivals from Easton Area High School. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Jim Meglick, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of tonight's matchup. Phillipsburg Easton Wrestling is brought to you by the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics, an official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. By Russo Law Offices, 633 Belvedere Road in Phillipsburg. Proud to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RussoLawLLC.com. By Ahart, Frinzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at AFSinsurance.com. By Urco Community Federal Credit Union, with offices on Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and at 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Considering buying or selling your home? Contact Tara Butler at RE/MAX Supreme for all your real estate needs. Call Tara direct at 908-319-2447. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Huddard and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. And by Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours by calling 908-283-4342. Special good evening tonight to our Easton fans following on StatelinerSports.com. You may remember the voices. Jim and I used to work for WEST Radio and broadcast dozens of Easton and Phillipsburg matches before the station was sold in 2007. So while we have an opportunity, let's get to our starting lineups, because the lineups that we give you, at least in the idea of some of the coaches, may not turn out to be even close, but we'll see what happens. The match is going to begin at 106 pounds. For Easton, it'll be Colby Duffy, a freshman, 15-10, against Phillipsburg junior Cullen Day, 18-5. 113, Brett Scalzo for Easton, a freshman, 14-10, against Phillipsburg sophomore Travis Jones, 14-7. 120, Mason Werkheiser of Easton, a freshman, 5-3, against Tyrus Manley of Phillipsburg, a senior, 4-7. And the Rovers, without tonight their normal 120-pounder, that is senior Diego Santiago. Santiago is out with a broken rib. 126 pounds, Jonathan Myers for Easton, a freshman, 22-4, against Phillipsburg sophomore Cody Harrison, 8-4. 132, either Ryan Dilks for Easton, a junior, 8-6, or junior Connor Duffy, 2-7, against Phillipsburg sophomore Kyle Tino, 6-11. 138, Easton has weighed in Jake Korwitz there. He's a sophomore, 3-3, against Phillipsburg junior Josh Ramos, 1-3. It is, however, anticipated that either Dilts or Duffy will go up to 38. Korwitz wrestled in the JV match tonight. 145, Gavin Kraser for Easton, a sophomore, 10-8, against Phillipsburg junior Brian Meyer, 19-6, or sophomore Jason Zinsmeister, 6-9. And at 152, either Meyer or Zinsmeister for Phillipsburg, against Easton senior Darius Joyce, 18-9. 160, Hayden Kelleher of Easton, a senior, 21-7, against junior Shamir Broaders, 4-8. 170, Peyton Kelleher for Easton, a freshman, 0-2, against either freshman Cody Krutz 0-2, or Phillipsburg senior Dan Fisher 8-7. 182, then Krutz or Fisher for Easton, for Phillipsburg against Ethan DeRenzo of Easton, a senior 15-8. 195, Max Spitazinski for Easton. He is a senior 24-9 against senior Drew Horan 21-4 for the State Liners. 220, Jacob Frank, a junior 19-10 for Easton against senior Robert Melise 18-2. And at 285, Jonathan Pineda for Easton, a junior 24-7 against Phillipsburg senior Justin Caraballo, who is 7-11. Very huge crowd on hand tonight. A capacity crowd of 2350 or so could be anticipated. And right now everyone is standing for the singing of our national anthem. Our national anthem from Phillipsburg High School junior Kayla Avidable. So the injury bug has hit both teams. Easton is without pre-normal starters tonight. That is Diego Santiago, normally goes at 120. Nick Nunez, who would go at 138. And not in uniform for the Rovers tonight is Alex Montez, their normal 170-pounder. As I mentioned, it's ribs for Santiago, and Nunez with a high ankle sprain that he suffered last weekend in the Escape the Rock tournament. And Phillipsburg will be without 138-pounder Lance Wissing, who injured a knee on Wednesday, and 182-pounder Austin Roth. So Jim, as we check the matchups tonight and going over with the coaches, might be a lot of shuffling depending on the score as we go up the line.
Yeah, one thing I know is one of your big pet peeves is a clean score sheet, and we may not have that tonight. Not that you people out there are going to be able to see our score sheets, but we've been told that we think there's going to be a lot of shuffling around. The flip is going to be important. The coaches don't mind starting at 106 tonight, and both coaches gave scenarios for 7 wins. Coaches even have a chance for 8 wins on both sides. So again, a lot of good matchups, even with the injuries, and it's just going to be typical Phillipsburg-Easton, a grinded-out type of match.
This series has been dominated by Easton. It began in 1947-48, and Easton leads it 63-16. Easton has won 38 of the last 45. Over that time period, at the same time, New Jersey, Phillipsburg has dominated with sectional and group championships, but they've had a very hard time getting past the Rovers. Easton has won 16 of the last 19 in the series, 25 of the last 29. Prior to 71-72, Phillipsburg had won 9 straight, but since then, Easton leads 38-7. Easton won the first 25 matches in the series. Phillipsburg got its first win in 62-63 under Thad Turner, the start of that 9-match streak. Easton now coached by Jamar Billman, the two-time state champion and three-time All-American in college at Penn State and Lock Haven. And Jamar succeeding Steve Powell, who went 27-5 against Phillipsburg in his 32 years. Coach Powell among those in attendance tonight. Steve retiring after last season, 534 career wins against 125 losses and 3 ties. Easton won last year's match, 32-18. Phillipsburg had won the previous 2. Our referees tonight are Chip Kastner and Frank Leitner as we get set for the flip. Frank Leitner tosses the disc. Easton takes the flip. We anticipate that they will take even bouts. Frank going to go over to the scorer's table and let them know. So we're going to start at 106. Colin Duffy, the freshman, 15-10. Yeah, Easton took even as we anticipated they would. Colin Duffy, Cullen Day at 106. Duffy tries to sweep a leg. Work on each other's wrists outside the center. Duffy weighs 106.8 as Day gets in on Duffy's right leg, picking up that leg, trying to pull it through. Day weighs 107.4. Duffy comes up to his feet, trying to pry the hands off. Still no advantage, says referee Chip Kastner, and there is the takedown for Cullen Day. He's out in front 2-0. Just underway here at the Phillipsburg High School gym. Duffy gets set. The Rovers are in their red singlets tonight, white and black trim. State Liners in their garnet. Day sitting, had Duffy in a sitting position, trying to work a hazard tilt, trying to turn Duffy to his right. Day with his weight on the back of Duffy. We've wrestled a minute. Day on top, 2-0. Day trying to bar the arm. Has the left arm barred. Still his weight on the back of Duffy. Out the left side trying to drive that bar. Gives up on it, spins around behind, and Duffy gets in on Day's leg trying to hip up and over him to get a reversal. Day is still in control. White hip down on the mat. There Duffy reaching around for the head of Day. And Day maintains control as he pops his head out of that with under 25 seconds to go in the first. This is one of the bouts where Phillipsburg coach Dave Post is hoping for some bonus points. Near the edge of the mat, they're going to go off with 12 seconds to go.
That was a good job by Cullen Day not panicking right then when Colby Duffy actually was trying to hip up and over. Day's hips were down a little low, and Duffy grabbed the head, and instead Day just came out the side door, got control, and off the mat then. Now we've got 10 seconds to go. Day leads 2-0.
Picks up that right ankle to break down Duffy. And we are through one with Cullen Day of Phillipsburg on top 2-0. Day finishing 6th in the Hurricane tournament. Duffy did not place there. Day deferred. Duffy takes underneath to start the second. Day is a Warren Hunterdon Sussex champion, ranked 3rd in this weight class by the Express Times and 8th in New Jersey, according to NJ.com. At the edge of the mat, and off they go across the way with 9 seconds into the second.
Duffy stood right there, and Day had a 2-on-1 on the left wrist, brought him up, took him off the mat. 1:51 to go. Day leads 2-0.
Duffy is honorable mention, LehighValleyLive.com, the Express Times, and in the morning call in this weight class. Day riding out the left side. Now wants to get his weight on the right side. Trying to work a tilt. Chip Kastner says at a 1 count, I believe, and that's all. Going to try and turn him to his left with that tilt. He's got the arm pulled across the body. bars that arm. And a strong right-hand tight waist, wrapping it around the right side. Breaks the bar. Day still wraps that tight waist around the left side. Coming up in the 1 minute mark in the second period. Day still on top 2-0. Been able to ride but not turn Colin Duffy, trying to tilt him again to his right. Keeps that weight up high on Duffy's back. Day pressures on the head. Tried to tilt Duffy to his left. Now Day tries to get out the right side. Under 30 seconds to go here in the second. Day trying to reach now for a cradle. He has a cross-face cradle. Out the left side with it. 15 seconds to go. And Duffy pops the cross-face cradle. Duffy sits, tries to turn in. Day picks him up. Has him up in the air with 5 steps through. Brings him down to the mat. And Cullen Day will ride out the second period. Ahead 2-0.
Strong ride right there by Day, but not able to get any back points, and it's going to be Day's choice. He's going to go neutral to start the third, leading 2-0.
Day got the takedown in the first period. That's the margin right now. He's able to ride after that and ride out the second. Tried to get in on the right leg, then blocks off with his left arm. And bulls Duffy down to the mat, gets a takedown. Day leads it 4-0. Stateliner student section yelling Cullen. As Duffy tries to sit, trying the hands apart, arches his back. He's out. It's 4-1.
Yeah, Day just gave him that escape. See if he can work some takedowns here to try to build it at major.
Dives in on the right leg. Tries to pull that leg through. Duffy hanging on to the upper left arm. Day trips. Day has the takedown, his third. He leads 6-1. Dave Post says cut him. He'll give him the escape. 6-2, minute 8 to go. Then Duffy dives in a double. Day draped over top at the edge of the mat. Trying to cross-face him. Still no advantage here. They are off the mat with 55 seconds to go. 6-2 lead for Cullen Day with 3 takedowns. He's going to have to take him down twice more to get a major. 3 times. Duck under by Day. Trying to get to a double. Has Duffy in a sitting position. Takedown for Day. 8-2. Has to try and turn him to get some back points here and build to a major. Day riding out the left side.
Yeah, there's not going to be enough time here to get 2 more takedowns. He's got to turn them.
Trying to pressure on the left arm. Wants to work a lever. Duffy to his knees will get a fresh start with 15 seconds to go. Duffy gets set. Day is ready. Duffy tries to stand, reaches back for the head. Day pulls him down. Day get a 1 count, 2. He's going to get the major. 3. 5 seconds to go. That is 3 back points for Cullen Day, and he will win a major 11-2 at 106 pounds. The Stateliners lead Easton 4-0.
Well, we had 15 seconds to go. We knew he couldn't take him down twice. He picked up on Colby Duffy, picked him up, brought him to the mat in an awkward position and stepped out to the side and got the 3 back points to build it at major. And the Stateliners are off to the start that they want as they bring out Travis Jones now, a sophomore, 14-7. And for Easton, it'll be freshman Brett Scalzo, 14-10.
Referee for this bout will be Frank Leitner. Wrestlers look at tying up each other's wrist. Jones in on the right leg, behind the knee. Dumps down Scalzo. Jones has a takedown and leads 2-0, and they're off the mat. just in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones. Jones is very good on top. Likes to work hazard tilts. Scalzo stands. Jones picks him up, dumps him down. On the mat return, Jones leading 2-0. Trying to pressure on the left elbow. Scalzo trying to crawl off, get a fresh start. Jones trying to bring him back on. Trying to work a hazard. At the edge of the mat, Jones trying to pull him back on across the way. And they're off at 1:08 in the first.
Strong tight waist there by Travis Jones as he reached across the body of Scalzo, tried to bring the right arm across, wasn't able to do so, but 1:08 to go. Jones leads 2-0.
Right hand tight waist. Scalzo stands, tears at those hands. Jones picks him up, returns him to the mat. Keeps that right hand tight waist. Grabs the right wrist, trying to work a hazard, and they're off in front of our microphones at 56 seconds. Scalzo gets ready. Jones, right hand tight waist. Keeps chopping at that left elbow. Scalzo stands. Jones drops down to the right leg. Tries to step through. Scalzo tries to stand again. Jones brings him down. Scalzo trying to crawl off, but then circles at the edge of the mat. Jones trying to split the legs and turn him. Right hand tight waist. Scalzo to his knees. He'll get a stalling warning against Jones on top. First warning. Scalzo set. Jones chops at that left elbow. Trying to set up a hazard tilt. Scalzo stands. Jones wanted that standing hazard. Scalzo's out. On the escape, it's 2-1. Jones diving right in, picks up on the right leg behind the knee. Scalzo draped over top, picking up Jones's ankle. Jones steps across him. Jones has a takedown and leads it 4-1. He got that right before the first period buzzer. 4-1 Jones after one.
Yeah, I was watching the clock. 1.5 left when Jones got that takedown.
Jones will go underneath to start the second. Well, it's Easton's choice. Scalzo will take underneath to start the second. Travis Jones, third in the Hurricane tournament where Scalzo did not place. Jones second in the 100 and Sussex Warren. He's honorable mention in this weight class. There is the hazard tilt, but Scalzo rode on through. Jones going to try it again. Had Scalzo momentarily. He's got that left arm pulled across the body. And trying to pick him up, split the legs. Jones will maintain control 30 seconds into the second. Scalzo, honorable mention in this weight class, both area papers. There's the tilt by Jones. Got a 3 count, which is good for 2 back points. Still has it, trying to drive him. Scalzo over. Step across to try to get more on the right shoulder. There's the body press by Scalzo. Frank Leitner is looking in at the right shoulder. Fall! Travis Jones in 2:58. We are through 2. It is Phillipsburg 10 and Easton nothing.
Right there, Travis Jones went from a hazard tilt, and then he barred the arm, brought him over, elevated his weight on the shoulder, and it was just a matter of time, and he got the bar with a fall in 2:58. The Stateliners with a major and a fall, and they lead Easton 10-0 after 2.
Tyrus Manley is out for Phillipsburg. I believe Ed Mancinelli is going to tell us it's Mason Werkheiser. Werkheiser's a freshman, 5-3. Manley is a senior, 4-7. Again, Werkheiser in replacing Diego Santiago, who has been out of action with a couple of broken ribs. Coach Billman telling us beforehand that he hopes to have him back for districts. Werkheiser tried to work a throw. Manley able to fight that off. Manley looking for a bear hug, and they're off the mat, says Chip Kastner, 30 seconds in. Werkheiser taps at the head of Manley. Werkheiser looks like trying to set up a lateral drop there. Manley reaching for a leg out of that tie-up. At the edge, off they go in front of the Phillipsburg bench. Manley weighing 120.6. Werkheiser's at 121.5. Wrestle just over a minute, no advantage. Power shrug attempted by Manley. That's blocked off by Werkheiser. Manley backpedals to the center. Manley dives in at the left leg, can't get it. Werkheiser reaches for Manley's left leg and can't. Now Manley looking for a front head and arm, tries to work a throw, and Werkheiser fought off his back, but Manley's got the takedown, and it's 2-0.
Phillipsburg's 7th takedown of the night.
Werkheiser has an escape. It's 2-1. 20 seconds to go in the first.
Nice takedown by Manley, but a good job by Werkheiser, not giving up any back points also. And then he came out to get the one as we're down to the final 10 in the first period. A State Liners lead 10-0 after 2 bouts.
Manley looking for that inside tie. 3 seconds to go. And it'll be 2-1 Manley after 1. And we have a little blood time for Tyrus Manley.
Phillipsburg Athletic Director Tom Fisher just came over to StatelinerSports.com's table and told us there is 2,300 people right now in the gymnasium.
50 short of seating capacity. See Urco Community Federal Credit Union to help consolidate your bills, spruce up the house, or take that well-deserved vacation. Low-cost personal loans are available up to $15,000 with pickup in as little as 24 hours. Apply online at urcocu.com or call 908-859-1811, extension 204. Stop by the Phillipsburg or Easton offices or visit www.urcocu.com and see what a difference Urco Community Credit Union can make. Federally insured by NCUA. Werkheiser underneath, Manley on top here in the second after they stop the blood flow from the nose of Tyrus Manley. Werkheiser stands. Manley looking for a standing cradle. He has a cradle, and he has Werkheiser on his back. Chip Kastner looking in. Manley, I think that right shoulder is well off the mat. Manley circled in that, breaks the cross-face cradle. 3 back points for Manley. He leads Werkheiser 5-1. Manley riding out the right side. 40 seconds into the second. Reaching for another cross-face cradle. Gives up on that. Reaches inside for a 2-on-1 in the right wrist. Now reaching for a cross-face again. Has the right elbow, trying to take that back to the right knee, and he lost Werkheiser. He has the escape. It's 5-2. And we have Tyrus Manley lost the plug. Coming over to the Phillipsburg bench, and Dwayne Bryda will take care of that, the trainer. Blood clock down to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So the State Liners senior has a 5-2 lead. Going to get a swig of water as he talks to Coach Dave Post across the way. 7th season, 103 wins, 18 defeats for Coach Post. And he is 2-4 against Easton. Working takedowns. Under a minute to go in the second. Tyrus Manley of Phillipsburg and Mason Werkheiser of Easton. Manley looking for a bear hug. Werkheiser looking at a Russian tie on the right arm. Now he drops down to Manley's leg. Manley goes inside, picking up on the leg of Werkheiser at the knee. At the edge of the mat. Chip Caster says they're off with 18 seconds.
So Werkheiser initiated the takedown move, and Manley was the one closest to the takedown as they went off. Final 12 seconds to go here in the first, or in the second.
Werkheiser trying to get in on Manley's leg, and he got a takedown. It's 5-4. That came in the final 10 seconds. It is 5-4 Werkheiser, 5-4 Manley after 2. Manley underneath in the third. Werkheiser indicates optional start, so he will cut Manley, and Manley will go up 6-4 as we start the third. Takedowns are one apiece. The difference, the back points by Manley with a cross-face cradle. Manley behind Werkheiser at the edge of the mat, can't finish. And a point awarded to Manley for unsportsmanlike conduct on Werkheiser. And a headlock by Werkheiser has Manley on his back. Chip Caster looking in as Manley fights to bridge. And the fall. In 4:29. So Easton on the board with a fall, and it is 10-6 after 3. Phillipsburg has to be out first at 126. Correction, Easton, that'll be Jonathan Myers. Myers, a freshman, 22-4. And this for Phillipsburg might be, it's either Fox or Abode. Tom Abode goes out for Phillipsburg at 126. He is a sophomore, and he is 0-2. Myers has a takedown. Leads 2-0. Myers is a heavy favorite here. Phillipsburg is going to kick up Cody Harrison. Hazard tilt by Myers. Going to get some back points. 3 back points. 2 back points. 4-0. Thomas Abode weighed 126. Jonathan Myers 127.5. Myers, the freshman, 22-4. Works the tilt again. As Frank Leitner counts out the back points. Counts out 5. He's got 3 back points coming. And they're off the mat with Myers on top, 7-0. Abode gets set. He is in the gray singlet. Myers in the Easton red. Myers breaks him down right away on the whistle. Works the tilt again. Trying to get out the right side with that tilt. Myers, a Cumberland champ. Second in the Hurricane, 4th in the Escape the Rock. Ranked 2nd in this weight class by the Express Times and 3rd in the Morning Call area. Final 10 seconds here of the first period. We have blood coming from the nose of Thomas Abode. That'll be some blood time across with 6.8 seconds to go.
Well, that last bout at 120 pounds, Tyrus Manley just got a penalty point for unsportsmanlike conduct when they actually went off the mat. Werkheiser gave him a little shove, and the referee awarded the point. That put him up 7-4, but then the headlock by Mason Werkheiser for the fall in 4:29. And when we talked to the coaches ahead of time, Jamar Billman, Easton's head coach, definitely wanted 120. He got it now. Phillipsburg, Dave Post would have liked to gotten one from 120 to 138. He wanted to get one of those three. And so we'll see what happens now. And Phillipsburg, I'm sure, will be relying heavily on Cody Harrison as they bump him up for the first time here.
Coach Billman said he wanted to get 8 and wasn't worried about scoring bonus points. He was worried more about giving them up, which Phillipsburg got a fall at 113 and a major at 106. So the State Liners with 4 bonus right now and Easton with 3. 44 seconds of blood time used by Thomas Abode. Myers will ride left-hand tight waist right elbow. Tries to work that tilt. Got a 1 count, 2, 3, 4. 2 back points for Myers. It's 9-0 after 1. Myers will choose underneath to start the second. A bold right-hand tight waist left elbow. Myers stands, turns in. A bold trying to hang on. Hands locked behind the right thigh of Myers. Myers sprawls, spinning around to Abode's left. Myers has a reversal. It is 11-0. Controls the right wrist of Abode. Trying to tilt him again to his right. 1 count, 2, 3. Has 2 back points coming. 2 back points. 13-0 Myers.
So if Myers turns him again, he's going to have to stick him or it'll be a tech fall.
Yep, wraps that tight waist around the right side. He's going to bar the right arm. Controlling the right wrist. Reaching inside for the left wrist. Just under a minute to go in the second. Myers wanted to drive a half on the right side. Stalling is called on Abode on the bottom. First warning. Cross faces him, takes him off the mat in front of the Easton bench with 42 seconds to go in the second. Abode gets set. Myers, there's a caution on Abode. First caution. Myers thought about the tilt. Ties up the right leg. Trying to pull the left wrist through. Under 30 seconds to go here in the second. Myers once has a low leg cradle, gives up on that. Gonna try and pick him up, stack him up. With a cradle, gives up on that. 12 seconds to go. I think Myers is going to just ride out this period here. 7 seconds.
Yeah, it'd be the smart thing to do.
$13-0 after 2. The boat should take neutral. Takedown would end it. He's going to be on top.
And if you're thinking of trying to save a bonus point here for the State Liners, giving up a tech instead of a fall, then right now, I mean, I'm sure the coaching right now might be telling Tom Abode if he gets a reversal on you, the match is over.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's got to reverse into a pinning combination. Or if he gets out, he has to take him down into a pinning combination.
Yeah, right now it's strategy. And again, a lot of times in these matches, 1 or 2 points makes a difference. And this could be a way for Phillipsburg to save a point. I'm sure when Phillipsburg made this move, a technical fall was not going to be a bad thing in their court right now.
Yeah, it's saving a point. Myers underneath. Myers stands. Tearing at those hands. Stalling is called. That's a point. Then he cuts him, and that's it. So a stalling point, 15-0 for Jonathan Myers in 4:11. So after 4, it is Easton 12 and Phillipsburg 10. Easton now with 5 bonus points. State Liners with 5. Cody Harrison will move up and wrestle 132. I'm sorry, it's 11-10. My fault, I said 12-10. So Cody Harrison goes out. It's Ryan Diltz for Easton, a junior 8-6, against Harrison. Diltz dove right in on Harrison's left leg. Trying to work a high crotch as Harrison sprawls. Near the edge of the mat in front of the Phillipsburg bench, and Chip Castor says you're off 24 seconds in.
A year ago, Ryan Diltz wrestled 126 and was defeated by Phillipsburg's Kyle Tino 9-5.
Harrison weighs 127.8. Diltz 131. Harrison working on a Russian tie. Diltz underhooking. Harrison getting in on a leg, trying to pick up on the legs of Diltz at the edge of the mat in front of the State Liner bench, and Harrison has a takedown and leads 2-0. Harrison loses control of the right leg, and they're off the mat in front of Chip Kastner with 56 seconds to go in the first. So Dave Post telling us he wanted 1 from 120 to 138. Easton got the first 2 at 20 and 26. Harrison wrapping that tight waist around the left side of Diltz. Reaching inside for the left wrist. Harrison has Diltz's left leg hooked. Harrison gets out the left side. Now flattens out Diltz. Now puts his weight firmly on the back, trying to pull the left wrist through. Get a tilt with the near leg and the far arm, and a stalemate's called by Chip Kastner with 11 seconds to go.
We talked to Jamar Billman before the match. He just mentioned how good this wrestling team is from Easton in the wrestling room, and he wants to see that on the mat in the matches. And he didn't see it against Liberty, but he'd like to see it here against the State Liners.
Diltz stands. Harrison picked him up, brought him down to his knees. Diltz stands again, and Harrison will ride out the first period ahead 2-0. We think that Easton will kick up Connor Duffy to 138 and face Josh Ramos. Diltz underneath to start the second. Easton with an 11-10 lead in the match, and Harrison is going to cut Diltz to start the second, so Harrison leads 2-1. Diltz working on the head of Harrison. Harrison's able to free his head. Diltz with half a shot. Harrison sprawled. Harrison ties up the right arm, reaching for the right leg. Diltz gets off the mat. A fresh start with 1:36. .30 seconds gone in the second, with Harrison leading 2-1. Diltz dives in on Harrison's left leg behind the knee. Harrison sprawling, reaching inside for the right ankle. Now 2 hands on that ankle, trying to take Diltz off his base. Pry the hands apart and spin around to Diltz's left. Harrison has the takedown, so he counters the Diltz shot, and Harrison leads 4-1.
Yeah, Harrison was able to get a crossface on Diltz as he came around the left side of Diltz for his second takedown of the match.
Harrison now reached inside, control the left wrist. Trying to, got too far out in front. Dilts stands. Harrison lost him on the escape, 4-2. Harrison with 2 takedowns. Dilts has a pair of escapes. Working takedowns here in the final 30 seconds of the second period. Harrison dives in, and Dilts' left leg goes to a double. Dilts trying to funk out of that. Harrison still has the right leg. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Stopped potentially dangerous by Chip Kastner with 3.3 seconds to go. Harrison was trying to stack him up. Couldn't get control, 3.3 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think he was thinking about a takedown right there. I think he was just looking to put Dilts on his back.
4-2 Harrison after 2. Harrison, a defending district champ. He is up from 106 a year ago. He was a region runner-up. Honorable mention in this weight class by the Express Times. He's 31-12 in his career. Harrison going underneath to start the third. Dilts honorable mention in the morning call. Harrison standing, he's out on the escape. Harrison leads 5-2.
Out in 12 seconds.
Harrison has had the advantage on their feet so far. Back pedals to the center. Dilts dives in, Harrison sprawling. Dilts maybe trying to set up a throw. Harrison dives in at a double at the edge. Again, Dilts funks his way out off the mat at 1:22. Wrestlers circle each other to the left. Dilts looking for an inside tie. Harrison pops his head out of that. Harrison with a 5-2 lead with a minute to wrestle. Dilts dives in, Harrison sprawls. Harrison, front head and arm, head out Dilts' right side. Trying to come around to Dilts' right. Trying to reach for that right leg if he can. Still no advantage. Harrison looking butt drag, and Dilts turns the other way and comes out of that unscathed. Dives in, Harrison fights that off. Under 35 seconds to go in the bout. Harrison with 2 takedowns and an escape. Dilts has a pair of escapes. 20 seconds to go. Dilts dives in. Harrison sprawls. Looks for that front head and arm. Dilts reaching for Harrison's left leg behind the knee. Can't pull it in. Harrison, head out the right side. Looking to butt drag, spin, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. And Cody Harrison will win a 5-2 decision at 132. Phillipsburg has the lead back through 5. It is Phillipsburg 13 and Easton 11. 138. This will be Connor Duffy for Easton. And is it going to be Tino or Ramos for Phillipsburg? It's going to be Tino. Kyle Tino is a sophomore, 6-11. Duffy is a junior, 2-7. They both weighed in at 132. Duffy weighs 129.7 as he tries to get in on Tino's leg at the edge of the mat, right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones. Tino arching his back, and they're off the mat, says Frank Leitner. Tino weighs 133.4. Tino reaching for the right leg, can't pull it in. Frank Leitner stopped that. Now the wrestlers to adjust their headgear here. 33 seconds in. Tino in on the right leg to a double. He's behind Duffy. Picks him up, Drops him down, gets a takedown. Tino leads 2-0. So Cody Harrison got the Stateliners the first win that Coach Post wanted, between 120 and 138, and now Tino trying to get the second.
Yeah, Coach Post told us if he got two, it was just a bonus for him, and that he felt good then after that. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of wrestling to go on, and again, you saw the lineups, you heard the lineups, what Mike said in the beginning, and we don't expect it to be that way the rest of the way. We think there's going to be all kind of movement.
Duffy will get set. I think especially if Tino wins this one. Tino trying to bar the left arm. He's got the left wrist pulled across the body. Just under a minute to wrestle in the first. Now Tino trying to get out the left side with that bar the left arm and try to sit on top of that. Then Duffy reverses and ties the bout at 2. Tino stands. Duffy thought about a standing hazard. Dilts around the legs trying to reverse here, or it is Tino reversing to take a 4-2 lead. So they exchange reversals, and Tino leads 4-2, and they're off the mat at 24 seconds. Kyle Tino in his second year as a Stateliner starter. 12 wins last year. 6 so far this season, 18 in his career. Duffy stands. Tino brings him right back down. Tino trapping that left wrist. Trying to pull it through in the ball and chain. 8 seconds to go. And Tino will ride out the first period. Stateliner sophomore ahead of the Rover junior, 4-2.
I want to thank everybody for writing in on the Facebook pages, StatelinerSports.com, and for giving all your feedback for what you think of StatelinerSports.com. We hope you're enjoying all the hold-by-hold action. We want to thank supervising broadcast technician Jared Marcagilli as he's bringing you all the camera angles of this match tonight, and we are in the 6th of 14 with the Stateliners leading 13-11, and we're at 138 where Kyle Tino leads Connor Duffy 4-2.
Duffy chose underneath to start the second. Tino trying to trap that left leg. Picks up now on the right ankle. Working out the left side with controlling that left wrist. Looks over to Phillipsburg coach Dave Post for some instructions. Again, picks up in the right ankle to flatten out Duffy. Frank Leitner looking in at the edge of the mat in front of the Phillipsburg bench, and Tino circles Duffy back in. Controlling that left wrist, picking up the far ankle to try and turn Duffy. And they're off the mat at 1:14 to go in the second.
Duffy tried to hip up and over Tino right there, but Tino had Duffy's ankle trapped.
Duffy gets set. Now Tino. Duffy stands. Tino picks him up, drops him down. Tino reaching behind the right knee, trying to pull that left wrist through. Duffy trying to fight to his knees. We're under a minute to go in the second. Tino's been in control here in the second period. It's only 4-2 on the scoreboard. Very effective ride by Tino. Has Duffy's left leg trapped. Stalemate's called by Frank Leitner at 33 seconds.
You know, we got the word there was 2,300 people here, and I've been watching a bunch of Easton students come down the aisles recently, and I've watched them go across the gymnasium from us. There's all kind of windows up in the second level, and we could be near that 2,350 at any time.
Duffy tried to sit out, turn in, and Tino covers him. Tino going to ride out the left side, breaks down Duffy. Weight on Duffy's back. Duffy trying to kick free. 10 seconds to go. So Kyle Tino with a strong second period ride. And Duffy's going to get a reversal. Right before the buzzer. Tino in control. Oh, nope, he's only going to give him one. Only going to give him the neutral.
Assistant ref Chip Kastner came over. He was watching the clock, and he said he did not get around for the reversal, but it was a one-point escape, so.
4-3, and Duffy will cut Tino. So it is 5-3 in favor of Tino, and will work takedowns here in the third. Only takedown belongs to Tino. Duffy thought about power shrug, trying to horse him on by. They're off the mat. 16 seconds into the third.
Mike, how many times do you see it where a wrestler will control the whole period, but then just that lapse in the final seconds, and that cost Kyle Tino a point?
Power shrug, and Duffy got the takedown. Duffy has tied the bout at 5. Tino pops out of that. Tino on the escape leads 6-5. Working takedowns again. Duffy almost had himself a power shrug earlier here in the third. Tino sneaking a look up on the clock over our left shoulder. 1:19 to wrestle.
Easton wrestlers are right mat side right now. They are excited with what they're seeing right now out of Connor Duffy.
Wrestlers, Tino's in on the right leg behind the knee. Off the mat, though, with 1:10. 1:10 to go in the bout. Tino with a 6-5 lead. There are no stalling warnings. Tino taps at the head. Looks for that tie. And Duffy got in on a leg, couldn't finish. 1 minute to go in the bout. Duffy a little slow getting up, and I think he was asked if he wanted injury time. He said no.
I think he took a boot to the groin right there.
Tino dives in on the right leg. Got behind Duffy, but they're off the mat. In front of the Phillipsburg bench at 51 seconds.
And that's what I think you need to see. I think you need to see Kyle Tino push the action and go for the single, because Connor Duffy's been able to get in on Duffy or on Tino a few times.
Dives in, Tino sprawls. Tino pressure on the head. Keeps pressure on the head. Looking for a quarter Nelson with 40 seconds to go. Duffy blocking off with his right arm. They're up to their feet. Tino dives in on the right leg at the edge of the mat. They're off at 28 seconds.
Well, he tried to turn Duffy with that three-quarter Nelson from out front. Wasn't able to do so. Then he dove in on a single again, but off the mat.
Duffy's the one who's got to press the action. No stalling warnings. 20 seconds to go. Duffy dives in. Tino sprawls. Tino again burying the head with 15 seconds to go.
Tino can stay right there.
Yep, burying the head with 10 seconds to go. Duffy trying to spin around to Tino's left. In on the left leg. Tino spins around. He got a takedown with 2 seconds to go. And Tino will win it. 8-5 is the final at 1:38. We are through 6. It is Phillipsburg 16 and Easton 11. And Dave Post told us beforehand he feels really good if Phillipsburg could get 2 from 120 to 138. And that win by Kyle Tino gave him 2. This is Brian Meyer. Nope, it's Jason Zinsmeister at 145. Zinsmeister's a sophomore. 6-9. Gavin Kraser for Easton, a sophomore, 10-8. No advantage, and we've wrestled 15 seconds. Zinsmeister reaches for Kraser's left leg, can't pull it in. Zinsmeister looking for that inside tie. Kraser dives down on the right leg. Zinsmeister looking to front head and arm, shrug. Kraser at the front of the Phillipsburg bench. Both wrestlers now up on their feet. at the edge, and Zinsmeister's knees come off the mat, and that'll stop it with 1:14 to go in the first.
So we'll see Brian Meyer go up to 152, and we'll see if Easton pushes Darius Joyce up to 160 then. Still some options here.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark in a scoreless first. Either wrestler close to a takedown in that first minute. Zinsmeister dives in at the left leg, can't get it. Looking for a barrel roll was Easton's Kraser. Now front head and arm by Zinsmeister. Trying to go to a butt drag and hook the leg. Kraser tried to roll on through that. Zinsmeister has the takedown. And Zinsmeister leads 2-0. Kraser weighs 140.2. And Zinsmeister is at 142.5. Final 15 seconds of the first period. Zinsmeister controlling the left wrist of Kraser. And Zinsmeister will lead 2-0 after one.
Stateliners with 12 takedowns to this point to Easton's 4.
Zinsmeister underneath to start the second. Kraser, left hand, tight waist, right elbow. Zinsmeister trying to block off, come out and face him. Front head and arm by Kraser. Zinsmeister trying to get up to his feet, controlling the right arm of Kraser above the elbow. Kraser looking for a knee tap. Zinsmeister still can't pop his head out of there. Kraser maintaining control out in front of him, spins around and maintains control. With 1:20 to wrestle here in the second. Kraser. Zinsmeister sits out and he's out. Zinsmeister on the escape, leads 3-0. Kraser with limited action last year was 2-3, 10-8 this season. This is Zinsmeister's first year in the Stateliner varsity. They're off the mat at 55 seconds in the second.
Referee for this bout, Chip Kastner, assisted by Frank Leitner.
Zinsmeister looking for that inside tie. Kraser reaches for a leg, can't pull it in. Kraser working up around. He's got his left hand behind the neck of Zinsmeister. 30 seconds to go here in the second. Zinni, the chant from the Stateliner student section. Kraser wanted a barrel roll. Zinsmeister tried to snap him down at the edge. Zinsmeister spins. He circled at the edge. Kraser trying to work that knee tap again, and they're off the mat 6.6 seconds.
Zinsmeister tried to snap and spin, but Kraser was able to hold on to the arm of Zinsmeister to fight that off.
Stateliner's student section has been standing the whole night to our right. Second period ends 3-0 Zinsmeister. Kraser will go underneath in the third.
Easton coach Jamar Billman just told Kraser come straight up. Instead, it was Zinsmeister breaking him down.
Just checking my notes where Jamar said he needed 32 and 38, and he did not get either one of those. Zinsmeister with the legs in. He likes to work a power half, and he's a pretty good rider. 30 seconds gone, stalemate called by Chip Kastner.
But the way things are moving around right now, Jamar also wanted 152, and now 152 is going to be Phillipsburg's Brian Meyer, and that's a tough chore. That's why I think that Easton may move Darius Joyce up to 160.
Then they will kick up Kelleher. And that would knock out, they'd move up Hayden Kelleher and knock out Peyton Kelleher. Zinsmeister's up a little high. Fraser reaching back for Zinsmeister's head, trying to come out the back door. Zinsmeister still in control here. Fraser trying to pull him, shake him up as he gets up on his toes, trying to shake him over the top. Stalemate finally called by Chip Kastner with 53 seconds to go.
Yeah, Zinsmeister was able to get his legs locked through the crotch and post the left arm, which gave him the stability to hold on.
Tries to work a hazard tilt on the whistle. Zinsmeister getting that left leg in and barring the right arm. Weight on top of Fraser. Stalling warning.
That's Zinsmeister.
That's on the top. First warning against Zinsmeister. Tries to work that tilt on the whistle. Gets the left leg in. Try to work that power half under the right shoulder. .20 seconds to go in the bout with Zinsmeister leading 3-0. Stateliners with a 5-point lead in the match. That is stopped, potentially dangerous by Chip Kastner. 12 seconds to go. Dave Post up and shouting instructions. Tries to work that tilt on the whistle. Zinsmeister very effective on top and is so again tonight. Jason Zinsmeister will cut him and he will win a 3-1 decision at 145. We are halfway through. It's Phillipsburg 19 and Easton 11. Stateliners have won 5, Easton 2. 152.
That looks like Joyce.
Yep. Darius Joyce and Brian Meyer. Joyce weighs 148.9 and Brian Meyer weighs 146 even. Joyce trying to horse Meyer down, reaches for the left leg, can't get it. Meyer's head caught beneath the chest. Meyer trying to step across Joyce, who had a whizzer. No advantage here through the first 25 seconds. I think both of these guys very comfortable on their feet. They tap at each other's head. Under minute 20 here in the first. Meyer dives in at the edge, and they're off in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones with a minute 13 to go here in the first.
A year ago, Brian Meyer was defeated by Evan Fidelibus 9-6, and last year, Darius Joyce defeated Chris Ruiz 5-3. Easton went on to win 32-18. We are 19-11 in favor of Phillipsburg halfway through.
Meyer had the left leg but couldn't get control of it. .50 seconds to go, scoreless first. It's scoreless, but it's been entertaining here at 152. Meyer the closest to a takedown so far. Final 30 seconds of the first. Myers tries to snap down ahead, dives in on the leg. There's a stalling warning against Joyce. He was looking for a Russian tie. Meyer in on the left leg behind the knee to a double. And Meyer has a takedown with 5 seconds to go. And Meyer will lead 2-0 after one. He is so quick on his feet. And especially like right right after missing a shot or right after his opponent fails to complete a shot is when he appears to be his quickest.
Correct. And Coach Post just looked at him and just said, you know what, you got him for a stalling, you got the takedown, keep pushing the action.
Brian Meyer taking underneath to start the second. Joyce left hand tight waist. Reaching across, chopping at the, trying to take the right hand, pull that off the mat. Trying to work a lever. Controlling the right wrist. Head in the right armpit of Brian Meyer. Meyer stands, trying to pull those hands apart. Joyce trying to trip him, and Meyer has the escape. He leads 3-0. I don't know about you, Jim, but I would think with putting Joyce out here, Easton has to have this. I don't think they win many in a competitive dual meet when Joyce is not a winner.
No, I agree, and they also have to know that Phillipsburg has Drew Horn and Robert Maliz up top, two of their big guns.
Meyer taps at the head of Joyce. Joyce a hand behind Meyer's head. Kind of pushing on each other with a minute to wrestle in the second. Meyer on top 3-0. Late first period takedown, second period escape. I think Meyer Joyce a little frustrated as he taps at the face of Meyer. Under 45 to wrestle in the second. Whizzer and they're at the edge, no advantage. Dave Post and Dave Post shouting instructions along with Jeremy Hartram. Easton assistant. They circle. Under 30 to wrestle. Tell you, they're doing some battling at each other's heads with their arms. It's, in my opinion, coming close to swinging. 10 seconds to go in the second. After 2, Meyer leads 3-0. Joyce will go underneath in the third. Brian Meyer, defending district and region champ. Ranked 4th in this weight class according to the Express Times and LehiValleyLive.com. He's 4th in New Jersey at 145. 4th in the Hurricane and a 100 and Sussex Warren runner-up. Controlling Joyce right now. Gets him down to his knees. Darius Joyce, a District 11 runner-up a year ago and 5th in the region. 4th this year in the Cumberland Valley. 4th in the Hurricane in this weight class. Meyer going up to face him. Joyce ranked 5th in this weight class by the Express Times. He is 4th in the morning call. Meyer maintaining control. They're off the mat at a minute 18 to wrestle.
Coach Post is telling Brian Meyer, watch your hips when Joyce is switching and re-switching out there.
Brian is not much of a pinner, but he is a very good rider, and he's very good on his feet. Joyce tries to stand. Meyer stands behind him. Joyce tearing at those hands. Meyer drops down to the leg, maintains control. Right in front of our StatelinerSports.com microphones. Are off the mat in a minute 4.
Well, Joyce stood there, and he tried to switch. Then next thing you know, he threw like a little elbow towards Meyer. I mean, these two have been aggressive the whole time, and we're 4 minutes and 56 seconds into this bout. So, minute 4 to go. Myers leads 3-0.
Joyce tries to sit out. Meyer picking up on the left leg. Breaks Joyce down. Joyce stands. Meyer brings him down to his knees. Frank Leitner looking in. Meyer controlling the left wrist. Loses it. Joyce trying to stand. Meyer gets him to his knees. Joyce tries to stand again. Meyer is maintaining control. Controls the left wrist. Flattens out Joyce. 30 seconds to go. Meyer in control here in the third. Bars the left arm, reaching inside for the right wrist. Meyer trying to drive the bar from the left side. Again, trying to take the hand and the wrist. Meyer got him over, but off the mat with 12 seconds to go. Meyer runs back, as does Joyce, with 12 seconds to go. Joyce is ready. Meyer brings Joyce down to his knees. Joyce with a roll. Meyer stays with him. 5 seconds to go. Brian Meyer will go up to 152 and blank Easton's Darius Joyce 3-0. We are through 8. It's Phillipsburg 22 and Easton 11. And that is the Stateliners' 6th win.
And you see some excitement from Coach Dave Post every match. And man, he just applauded Brian Meyer right there as that bout came to an end. And like you said, we are now eight bouts through. Phillipsburg 22, Easton 11.
160, it should be Hayden Kelleher of Easton. Yep, he's a sophomore, 21-7 against Shamir Broders, a junior, 4-8. So the Stateliners with an 11-point advantage. 6 bouts to go. Kelleher looking for a bear hug. Into a double and takes down Broders. 2-0 Kelleher. Well, Jamar Billman told us he wanted 8 and wasn't as much worried about scoring bonus points as he was in giving them up. But I think, he wants and needs bonus points out of Hayden Kelleher here at 160. Kelleher trying to flatten out Broders. Broders weighs 161.2. Kelleher 156.2. Kelleher trying to bar the right arm. Broders stands. And Broders is out. On the escape, it's 2-1. Working takedowns at 45 seconds to wrestle in the first. Kelleher tapping at the head of Broders. Final 30 seconds. Broders reaching in for the right leg. Tried to pick that leg up, but they're off the mat.
Phillipsburg is up by 11 right now, and how much more could it have been if Mason Werkheiser didn't pull off that headlock on Tyrus Manley? Manley was ahead 7-4 in the third period when he was headlocked by Werkheiser, and Werkheiser got the fall. So Easton's got a fall and a tech fall, but the Stateliners are up 22-11.
Kelleher in on the left leg, and Broders gives up the takedown with 6 seconds to go. Kelleher on top, 4-1. Yeah, that lead, Jim, would probably be 25-5 right now. Kelleher up 4-1 after 1. Broders is going to take down in the second. Hayden Kelleher, 5th in the Hurricane tournament. He is 30-18 in his career, ranked 4th in this weight class by the Express Times, 3rd by the Morning Call. Broders is out, 4-2, Kelleher in the second. Kelleher with a pair of takedowns. Broders has a pair of escapes. Kelleher in on the right leg. Broders locked around that right arm, trying to pull Broders' right leg through and go to a cradle, and Broders gives up the takedown. Kelleher's 3rd. He leads at 6-2. I think Jamar Billman's yelling to cut him. Once a low leg cradle, head in the side. Broders tied up the wrist so he couldn't get anything, and he will push him away. There's the escape. It is 6-3. He pushed Broders away and had Broders off balance. He missed a little opportunity there to dive right on top of him. Working takedowns, maybe looking for that Easton power shrug. Broaders gets in on the left leg, trying to switch to a double. Kelleher sprawling. Kelleher picks up on Broaders' left leg. He's trying to funk his way out of that. Broaders draped over top. Kelleher near a takedown here. Broaders hanging on, still no advantage. And there's the takedown for Kelleher. He leads 8-3.
His fourth takedown, Easton with 8 on the night, Phillipsburg with 13.
Final 10 seconds. We are through 2, and Hayden Kelleher of Easton leading Phillipsburg Shamar Broaders 8-3. Kelleher underneath to start the third. Broaders, right hand tight waist left elbow. Kelleher stands right away. Kelleher is out in 4 seconds. Has the escape and leads 9-3. Front head and arm by Kelleher. To an ankle pick at the edge. Takedown for Kelleher as they go off. So Kelleher is now up 11-3 and has built to the major. He will give up an escape. It's 11-4. Kelleher with 5 takedowns and an escape, looking for a bear hug. Broaders with half a shot. Kelleher thought about a throw. Underhooking, trying to look an inside trip out of that. Kelleher dives in. A whizzer by Broaders. Broaders trying to get behind Kelleher, looking for Hayden Kelleher with the bear hug. But Broaders able to get to his knees on the takedown. It is 13-4. Just under a minute to go in the bout here at 160, or the 9th of 14, with Phillipsburg leading Easton 22-11. Kelleher is going to cut him. On the escape, it is 13-5.
So now Broaders needs to be aggressor. He was able to get in on a single, switch to a double, but not able to convert. A takedown here would cut that major right away to a decision.
And Kelleher looking for the bear hug, something up high where he can take down Broaders to his back. Dives in, stalling warning on Broaders. In on a double. Broaders comes out of that. And Kelleher looking for that inside trip. And he's got a half. And he lost it. He had a chance to take Broaders over, but lost it. So he got the takedown. It is 15-5. Now going to try to get out in front with a front head and arm. 3 seconds to go. And Kelleher will have to settle for a major decision. 15-5 at 160. We are through 9. And it is Phillipsburg 22 and Easton 15.
You know, Kelleher right there threw Shamir Broaders to his back, but Broaders was able to work his hand across the body. And now it's decision time for Easton. They have to send out here at 170 first.
Either Krutz or Fisher. Jeremy Hartram, Jamar Billman. Jamar talking right over our right shoulder. We believe this may be Peyton Kelleher. Yeah, I believe so, because this is Dan Fisher. Peyton Kelleher is a freshman 0-2. Dan Fisher for Phillipsburg, a senior 8-7. Fisher looking for a front head and arm. Trying to snap down Kelleher. Does snap him down, spins around, gets the takedown. Fisher on top, 2-0. Phillipsburg has won 6 bouts. figuring that Fisher can get the 7th, and they still have Robert Melise to come, the state runner-up, who will be a favorite wherever he goes. Fisher driving a half. He's got Kelleher on his back. Looking at Frank Leitner, calls the fall in 45 seconds. For Dan Fisher, we are through 10. It's Phillipsburg 28 and Easton 15.
Phillipsburg with 2 falls, a major, and 4 decisions. Easton with a fall, a tech fall, and a major as we go to 182. Cody Krutz for the State Liners.
Phillipsburg now with 7 bonus points. Easton with 5. Ethan DiRenzo will be the favorite here. The senior 15-8. Cody Krutz is a freshman 0-2.
DiRenzo a huge favorite here at 182.
Yeah, he weighs 178.4. Krutz weighs 166.4. DiRenzo with a takedown and leads 2-0. Riding high on the back of Krutz, trying to bar the right arm. Wants to sit on top of that bar. Has the bar. And across the chin of Krutz. Krutz slips the arm through. 30 seconds gone. Takes a tilt, hazard tilt. Has Krutz on his back. Krutz able to belly down. DiRenzo still has the left arm. So Chip Kastner has not awarded the back points yet while he has that left arm barred. DiRenzo looking for a double arm bar. I think he may have the right arm barred too. Driving Krutz over. Gonna sit down with that bar. Chip Kastner looking in. Now he's in a sitting position. Looking in at the left shoulders. Krutz trying to bridge. 33 seconds to go. Chip still looking in at that, and he loses it. 3 back points for DiRenzo, and he leads 5-0. Krutz tries to tie up the right wrist so he can't lock up anything with 15 seconds to go here in the first. DiRenzo maintaining control. Strong right hand tight waist. First period ends with DiRenzo on top of Krutz, 5-0.
DiRenzo a year ago was defeated by DJ Wissing 9-5. That was at 170 pounds.
It's going to be DiRenzo's choice. They're neutral to start the second. 5-0 DiRenzo after 1. Looking for that inside tie. They tried to power shrug him on by. Krutz is in that gray singlet tonight for the State Liners. There's a takedown for DiRenzo, and they're off. He leads 7-0. DiRenzo 6th in District 11 last year, a Cumberland Valley runner-up. Honorable mention in the Express Times, 5th in the Morning Call. He has a career mark of 55-36. Facing Phillipsburg freshman Cody Krutz. He bars the left arm. Takes the right wrist, steps across with the bar, and the fall. In 2:38. So we are through 11. It is Phillipsburg 28 and Easton 21. This will be Max Fedosinski at 195. Phillipsburg might forfeit to him. Yep, they're going to forfeit. And they're going to kick up Drew Horan and Robert Melise. So Fedosinski gets the forfeit, cuts the lead to 28-27. So Drew Horan goes out at 220. Horan is a senior, 21-4. This is, we think, Jacob Frank, but the Easton coaches are talking it over. See who it is for. Drew Horan, the senior, 21-4. And it is Jacob Frank, the junior, 19-10. Frank weighs 217.8. Horan weighs 194.3. Horan around the left shoulder. Looks to pick up to trip the left leg of Frank. Circle at the edge, 30 seconds in. Again, the trip by Horan, and Frank fights that off. So Robert Melise will go up and wrestle 285. There's a takedown for Horan. He leads 2-0. Dave Post told us that he probably would do this and bump Justin Caraballo out of the lineup tonight and stay with his stud power in Horan and Melise. Frank underneath, trailing 2-0, just under a minute, and Horan will cut him. It's 2-1. Horan and Max Witowzinski were even in the Hurricane tournament. And actually, Horan got a fall right at the buzzer off the mat, no advantage. 42 seconds to go.
Yeah, he got the fall at the 6-minute mark for the victory.
In what was I believe, a 2-2 bout at the time.
Yeah, and that was in the semifinals.
Easton would have been favored at heavyweight, and the chance that the Rovers could knock off Horan. There's a stalling call on Frank. Horan is in on the left leg. Frank draped over top. He gets the takedown. Nope, he waved it off. Dave Post says he had a takedown there. Not going to get the call.
And Chip Kastner just looked at Dave Post and said no also.
Final 20 seconds of the first. Horan tries to sweep the left leg. Now Horan with a low leg cradle has a takedown. Horan leads 4-1. Horan sits behind Frank, and he will ride out the first ahead 4-1. Phillipsburg has won 7 bouts, Easton 4, but the Rovers have 3 falls and a technical fall. Horan underneath stands. Frank brings him down to his knees. Horan stands again. Frank brings him down. Horan tries to sit at the edge, and they're off the mat. Correction, Easton has 5. They have 3 falls, a tech, and a major. I have that right, Jim?
You do.
Horan stands right away in the whistle, and he's out. Horan has an escape. The Phillipsburg senior on top, 5-1. Working takedowns where Horan has 2. Goes to an ankle pick looking for a double. Trips, and he gets the takedown. Horan leads 7-1, and Frank shaken up. Yep, Frank is shaken up. Injury clock is rolling for Jacob Frank.
I just want to say Justin Sammer from the Rothman Institute is in attendance here tonight. The Director of Marketing for Rothman, a worldwide leader in orthopedic and official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. Also, for all your legal needs, Russo Law Offices, 633 Belvedere Road in Phillipsburg. Proud to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit Russo Law, LLC.
They're attending to the left knee of Jacob Frank. He is up to his feet. He has used 40 seconds of his allotted minute and a half injury time. Talking with the Easton trainer, training staff, and Coach Billman. To stop the injury time, he has 34 seconds remaining. Frank underneath here in the second period, 1:26 to go.
56 seconds used on injury, 56 seconds.
Horan looking for a cross-face cradle. Frank trying to stand. Stands. Horan picks him up, drops him down. Going to try to drive a half from the right. That gives up on that. Now he wants to bar the left arm. Takes the left wrist and a half Nelson from the right. Horan trying to hammerlock the right wrist. Now bars the right arm. Takes the left wrist. Up on his toes, loses the bar. Reaching, controlling the left wrist. It's to try and tilt Frank to his left. Hammerlocking that left wrist. Trying to pick him up through the crotch. Now he wants to bar that arm. Sitting on top of the bar and underhooking the right shoulder. 20 seconds to go. Has the left leg in. Trying to turn Frank to his right. Horan now in a power half. Trying to turn Frank to his right, 5 seconds to go. So Horan will ride out the second. He's ahead 7-1 after 2.
Be Frank's choice. We'll see if he goes top to see if he can use that weight advantage here.
Looking over to the bench, he's going to take neutral. Horan has dominated this on his feet. If I was you, Jim, I think I would have taken top 2. I think that's the lone chance he had here. We'll see what happens. There's a takedown. He hurt his knee. His knees. Well, he got the takedown. It is 9-1, and this is going to be Horan's. Horan will decide the start.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to allow him to continue. I think Jamar Billman already told him to raise the hand for Drew Horan.
Horan will win by injury default. That clinches the match for the Stateliners. That came in 4-12. It is 34-27 Phillipsburg as Robert Melise comes out. And it'll be Jonathan Pineda, a junior, 24-7.
And this is a story in itself for Easton. This kid was on JVs last year, and here he is now 24-7 for the Easton Red Rovers in their starting lineup on varsity this year.
In right away is Melise, single double, drops him down, gets a takedown, and they're off. It's 2-0.
Takedown in 5 seconds for Melise.
Pineda finished 7th in the Hurricane, 6th in the Escape the Rock. He stands, he is out, and it's 2-1. Melise trying to work a throw, a cement job. He's got the cement job. He has Pineda on his back. Melise trying to get more on the right shoulder. Picks up on the head and the fall. "29 seconds for Robert Melise. And Phillipsburg defeats Easton tonight, 40-27. The Stateliners with 4 falls, a major, 4 regular decisions. Easton had 3 falls and or forfeits, a technical fall, and a major. The Stateliners will up their record to 8-1. Easton will fall to 10-4. And it is the 3 out of the last 4 for the Stateliners over the Rovers. The coaches shaking hands just in front of our broadcast location. We'll recap it for you. We began the night at 106 pounds. Phillipsburg's Cullen Day scored an 11-2 major decision over Colby Duffy. At 113, Travis Jones of the Stateliners got a fall in 2:58 over Brett Scalzo. 120, Mason Werkheiser of Easton got a fall with a headlock in 4:29 over Phillipsburg's Tyrus Manley. That made it 10-6 Phillipsburg. 126, Jonathan Myers of Easton, a technical fall in 4:11 over Cody Harrison, over Thomas Abode, 15-0. That gave Easton the lead at 11-10. 132, Cody Harrison went up there for the Stateliners and scored a 5-2 decision over Ryan Diltz. That made it 13-11 Phillipsburg. 138, Kyle Tino moved up there and scored an 8-5 decision over Connor Duffy. Robert Melise will get the Easton Lions Club Most Aggressive Wrestler Award. At 145, Jason Zinsmeister scored a 3-1 decision over Gavin Kraser. And Brian Meyer will win the Brad Weaver Memorial Award as the night's most outstanding wrestler. Zinsmeister won 3-1 over Kraser, and then Meyer, going up from 145 to 152, scored a 3-0 decision over Darius Joyce. At 160, Hayden Kelleher of Easton, a 15-5 major over Phillipsburg's Shamir Broaders. 170, Dan Fisher of the Stateliners, a fall in 45 seconds over Easton freshman Peyton Kelleher. 182, Ethan Dorenzo of Easton, a fall with an armbar in 2:38 over Cody Krutz. That cut the Phillipsburg lead to 28-21. The Stateliners forfeited to Max Vidazinski at 195 and then moved up Drew Horan to 220 and Robert Melise to 285. Horan won by injury default over Jacob Frank. He hurt his knee the second time he hurt it during the match. The time of that, 4 minutes and 12 seconds, which gave Phillipsburg an insurmountable 34-27 lead. And then at 285, a cement job for Robert Melise in 29 seconds over Jonathan Pineda to give Phillipsburg a 40-27 victory over Easton. The Stateliners, 4 falls, a major, and 4 regular decisions for 40. Easton with 3 falls, a technical fall, and a major for 27.
You know, Coach Dave Post told us ahead of time if everything went the way he thought it would, they would win 9 bouts tonight. Phillipsburg got 9. It could have been 10. Very impressive tonight, and I know Coach Post is right behind us. I'm going to give you a chance to talk with him, Mike.
The award winners again, the Brad Weaver Most Outstanding Wrestler Award going to Phillipsburg's Brian Meyer, and the Most Aggressive from the Easton Lions Club to Phillipsburg's Robert Melise. And Coach Post joins us, and you had this down. Well, you had a good idea of what was going to happen tonight.
Yeah, we do our homework. We had obviously a couple matches where we knew coming in, no matter what lineup they weighed in, that we were going to have 7 bouts. After the weigh-in, when we saw what it looked like from 20 to 38, we thought that we had a chance of getting 3 of those 4 by jockeying our lineup around. So that's what our plan was. We very nearly got 3 of the 4. It's just a little bit of inexperience there, and Tyrus knows better. He's so hard on himself because he had that match locked up. He really was wrestling very well. He has for the last 3 or 4 bouts for us. He's looked fantastic. But other than that, I mean, the guys just came out to wrestle. We won every close bout. We rode guys out. We were hammers on top. And it just feels so good. I mean, to come out here, and we told the guys, let's try to put as big of a number on the scoreboard as we possibly can tonight, and they certainly came out to do that.
Yeah, you wanted one, you said, from 120 to 138, and you felt really good if you got two, and you got them.
Yeah, as long as we got one, we knew that was going to be 8, and winning 2 was going to give us a possibility of 9, because at that point, they were going to have to stay down. They were going to have to beat Brian Meyer, which that's a tall task. So they had to stay down. That gave us 70. We knew we were going to get that one then, and the rest is history.
I'm taking a quick look here, but Phillipsburg with 40 in this duel. I'm not sure if that's ever happened.
That's what we told the guys in the locker room. I said we have a chance tonight.
That's a first.
That's a first, yeah. And we told the guys up in the warm-up area, up in our wrestling room. We said, we have a chance to be heroes tonight, and to do something that no Peaburg team ever has done. We can win 9 or 10 bouts, and if we do that, we're going to hang a number on them that Peaburg has never done. And I didn't know what the number was. I'm glad you had the stats here, but that's a credit to these guys. They work so hard. They just believe in each other, and we see it every day in the practice room. And although we didn't start where a lot of people thought we'd be, a lot of people were a little down on us. The guys, they just kept texting each other, calling each other, hey, we're going to be the team, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
Yeah, it just seems that not that Easton didn't, but that they really came to wrestle tonight.
Yeah, we even just starting off the bout, we knew we were heavily favored in those first 2. But to pick up bonus points at both of them, which I told you I only thought we'd get bonus points at one of them. And then, even Tyrus, except for, 3 seconds where he just kind of lost his mind, he wrestled a great bout. We wanted to jockey the lineup, but we put TJ Abode, who's taken 3 years off of wrestling, and he goes out and saves us a bonus point. That's just shows you the kind of kids we have in our program, the kids that are in this town. We got all these little kids that are at the match tonight, and all they want to do is be the next Brian Meyer, the next Colin Day, the next Drew Horan or Robert Melise, and that's why you're able to insert kids like TJ Abode and get that kind of effort. And just up and down the lineup, I know I'm going to miss a lot of guys tonight because it was a total team effort.
But in particular, I said Brian Meyer just at times seems so quick.
Yeah, he's his motion on his feet. He keeps his hands and feet moving at all times. You can't get him set. The pressure that he puts forward, he's constantly moving forward and putting pressure. He did a ton of wrestling last summer, and the freestyle that he wrestled out in Fargo really paid off because, you talk to anybody, you talk to Jeff Buxton or any of those guys, and they talk about, guys that wrestle freestyle have such good position, and that really reinforces all that stuff. And it's nice to be able to roll somebody out like him.
Well, congratulations. The hammers come through at the end, and you have to feel pretty good when you're down to 2 bouts to go and you have those 2 guys coming out.
Yeah, we knew we had a chance. If we stayed down, we could have won all 3. But when we're sitting there discussing what do we do, when you have 2 guys that are ranked in the top 3 in the state, you roll with your horses and you send those guys out just to do their job. And we talked to Drew. Drew won the Easton match for us as a freshman. We sent him out at heavyweight when he was really 190 pounds, and we had him drink water to get over. He goes out and wins the match as a freshman. He finishes off his career locking the Easton Peaburg match up as a senior.
Well, congratulations. That's a pretty big win, and we will see you on Thursday against Parkland.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Dave Post, the head coach of the Stateliners, and he goes to 3-4 against Easton with the victory tonight. Our wrestling action brought to you on StatelinerSports.com by the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics, an official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. By Russo Law Offices, 633 Belvedere Road in Phillipsburg, proud to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RussoLawLLC.com. By Ahart, Frinzi & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at AFSinsurance.com. By Urco Community Federal Credit Union, with offices on Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and at 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Considering buying or selling your home? Contact Tara Butler at RE/MAX Supreme for all your real estate needs. Call Tara direct at 908-319-2447. By Open Mic for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon, Warren, Sussex area. Follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. By Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours by calling 908-283-4342. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at PBergHS Wrestling. That's PBergHS WRESTLIN. Jim, I got to give you an opportunity to say something else anytime Phillipsburg knocks off Easton.
Anytime they knock off Easton and capture 9 of the 14 bouts, it says something for Phillipsburg. They were aggressive tonight, very aggressive right from the start. And Phillipsburg got caught too. I mean, they could have had 10 victories here tonight, and that would have been, boy, a long time since Phillipsburg's had 10 bouts out of 14 against Easton. And the crowd was into it. The student section, the wrestlers came out, and the student section just came down and met them. And it was a good crowd, enthusiastic tonight. And
mentioned to Coach Post, that is a high score for Phillipsburg in the series. Previous high was 34.
Boy, I'm sure he's going to take this win, and he's going to soak it in tonight. And, of course, then Stateliners will get back on track and see where they go as they start heading to the sections and then the groups this year.
With the win, Phillipsburg goes to 8-1 on the year. Easton will fall to 10-4. Our thanks to our supervising broadcast technician, Jared Marcagilli. For Jim Meglick, I'm Mike Moore on StatelinerSports.com. Have a great night.